the risks of country houses such as Holker in the old days, of course, was fire.
That's right.
So many houses were destroyed by fire, and they had their own fire men, if you like, because there was no organised fire brigade.
Exactly.
And what these helmets tell us, which is an amazing collection, is of course we're dealing with the development of the fire service.
That's right.
Why did you come to this subject?
I used to be a fireman, and at one stage I was on long-term sick, and I needed something to do, and somebody sent me a helmet, and that was it. I got the bug, and it's just escalated ever since.
How many helmets now?
About 100.
So you've become addicted to the history of the fire service?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's your thing?
It is, yeah.
Where does it start? Does it start with military stuff?
Basically, yeah, military stuff. That's a 1880s French one.
Right. In France, wasn't the fire service part of the army?
It was. Yes. That's exactly what that one is.
Yeah. So, when you were working as a fireman, were you interested in the history?
Yeah, I've always had a passion towards the history of it, yeah.
What's that?
That's a Chicago fire helmet from basically 1900. It's called a high eagle pattern, hence the high eagle and the big badge. And it's basically made out of buffalo hide, very strong. And
why did they move away from the metal?
A lot of them were being made of brass and copper. Well, when electricity came into being, firemen were starting to get electrocuted.
So you had to have a material that was
non-conductive.
Okay. So we get leather, we get papier-mâché, and various sort of moulded materials.
That's right.
So when you were in service, what were you wearing?
One similar to that one down there with the two red stripes. What they call a Middlesex pattern, which was made out of cork.
Yeah. Nowadays, everything is much more standardised.
That's right, yeah.
We're looking at a period, late Victorian, early 20th century, when little local brigades were established. Is that right?
That's right.
And they all had their own badges.
Exactly.
They had their own helmet style. And of course that's what I suppose appeals to collectors.
Exactly. Yeah.
You've got very, very small packets of history.
That's right.
History.
Yes.
Yeah. When did it all become standardised?
Basically after the war. There was 5 or 6 specific patterns.
So it becomes the national fire service?
Yeah.
There are collectors worldwide.
Oh, yes. I'm in touch with one or two from various countries. I have a friend in Slovakia who I send him police helmets and he sends me fire helmets. So we exchange.
So the world is your oyster?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can go on forever, can't you?
You're right, yeah.
What are you going to do when you've got 1,000 or 2,000?
Don't go there. Don't go there. Get into trouble, I would think.
Now, standard helmets fetch £100 up to £250.
That's right.
Some are much more.
Yeah.
Which ones here are much more?
This particular pattern, they can go up to over £1,000.
Yeah. So the average price, let us say, is 200.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
You've got 100.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us to 20,000.
Yeah. I think we should stop there.
Well,
it is.
And then the exceptional ones.
Yeah.
On top of that.
That's right.
So that's creeping up to 25,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can tell the story of the fire service better than anybody else. You're a great collector, and it's wonderful to see them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we could not come to the Lake District without Beatrix Potter. It's 150 years since she was born, and you brought in a whole pile of Beatrix Potter, and I have selected just these 3. So, how did these come down to you?
They were given by Beatrix to my great-grandfather, who was a solicitor in Lincoln's Inn in London, and my grandfather also worked there as a solicitor. And the books were given to him, who in turn gave them to his daughter, my mother, and then they were read to me as a child, and we in turn have read them to our children.
Now, all these 3 here, it's quite extraordinary, are all signed presentation copies. And we start off with Mr. Todd, the first edition, but unfortunately it lacks the spine.
Yes, my favourite and the one that was read to me continually, because I requested it, so that's why it's so thumbed.
It does have the lovely inscription. For Mr. Edwards, with kind regards, October the 24th, 1912, from Beatrix Potter. She doesn't sign Beatrix Heelis, because she's not married at that stage, and here's the title page and the frontispiece, but lacking the spine. But fabulous nevertheless. My favourite, the one I used to read to my children, which in many ways, I can say in my sleep. In somebody's cupboard, there's everything nice: cake, cheese, jam, biscuits, all charming for mice. Apply Dapply has little sharp eyes, and Apply Dapply is so fond of pies. I'm sure you've heard it all before. Anyway, the lovely thing about this Apply Dapply is you didn't like it. And the spine is on, which is tremendous. I love that. And that is a beautiful copy of the first edition. And again, as we turn it over, here we are, Mr. Edwards, with kind regards, and she puts her name in inverted commas, Beatrix Potter, November the 24th, 1917. Well, she had married by then, but that was quite late. Now, the final one, The Pie and the Patty Pan, is a wonderful little story about a generous cat that goes around cooking and doing all sorts of good deeds for people, which is not in good condition. The spine, again, is rather tatty. First edition, I think, is probably the most important, because I think of the inscription here. Here we are. To Mr. Edwards, with kind regards from Beatrix Potter, November the 16th, 1905. Now, this is right at the beginning of Beatrix Potter's career in the Lake District. The frontispiece is Hilltop Farm. Now, Hilltop Farm was the first place that she bought when she was up here, and Mr. Edwards presumably did all the conveyancing and all the rest of it.
Yes.
The frontispiece is Hilltop Farm, and the pictures are all in Sorry and Hawkshead. And here is the frontispiece, Hilltop Farm, here. That, as far as a Beatrix Potter collector is concerned, has to be the cream of the crop. It is absolutely superb. I'm going to put these back on their stands and ask you about value, because we have to come to value.
Haven't the foggiest idea.
Your favourite, Mr. Todd, without the spine, but with the inscription, £5,000. Right? My favourite, Apply Dapply. I'm going to put £8,000 on that one. This one, which I think has to be the best, I'm going to put £12,000 on that one.
Right, okay. Mm-hmm.
A collective value of £25,000. Thank you. You made my day.
Thank you.